Okay, welcome to Skill Rock RC. This is the third time we're gonna try this. Our neighbor's kid is just losing his mind outside. So we have the Kyosho Fazer MK2 2000 GTR Skyline here, and we are going to install a Common Sense RC light kit. Sorry, it's already a mess. I've retaken this video. This is the third time so far. It's okay. You know, kids are kids. But I only have one red that came with it, but I did have one from the My Trick RC set that I got for the Gen 8. So we're gonna install this kit and see what it looks like. So first and foremost, you got 1.5 millimeter hex screws, and then you got these little retainers here. See how those are? Is the camera actually focusing? It's not. Of course it's not. Come on, come on. Wow, this is just absolutely, there it goes. Little retainers there that sit in there for the light. And then you, all you do at that point is, this kit comes with the lights, the light buckets, and these retainers, and everything is ready to go. So all you got to do is battle the LEDs here. So let's try this one more time. Come on, cooperate. And you know, of course they don't want to sit in there, right? So that happens. All right, so there we have one installed, and that's in there exactly how we want it. So typically on your strands, what you want to do, because they're going to come in pairs like this, they're going to have like a Y split in them. So what you want to do is just put it in the same spot as the other side. So, because what that's going to allow you to do when you have a four light back end, is you can set two of them up as a running and one of them up as a running brake, which typically would be pretty consistent with how a real car is. And that's going to allow a little bit more realism. My Gen 8 is not like that. So now we have that, which this wire stretches all the way from front to back. I'd like to mount the controller in the back here, honestly, is where I kind of like to put it. And then the same applies for the front, rear, you know, as far as installing the LEDs. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of them installed, and then we'll be right back. Okay, well, here we are, all installed. So unfortunately, as much as I wanted the receiver or the controller back here, I'm going to have to put it here because it won't reach. So unfortunately, it won't go all the way back there. So in the middle she goes. But right now we need to make sure I've plugged everything in correctly because they have different functions. So what we're going to do now is move some of this other stuff. And we need the chassis. So from here, we got to get the receiver box off. Let me look. Okay. So we're going to need one of these. This guy. Yes. All right. We got those guys. So we're gonna, here's as though we're gonna have to take this top plate off. But you know, it's quite alright actually, because I gotta do a steering servo on this, which will be a different video, but at least we'll know what we're doing. And that's gonna take off, okay, I see. I see. I see. Alright. Got two more long boys. When you got long boys, I think that might be structural. Okay. Alright. So now we have the plate off here so we can get down in here to the receiver box. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that apart. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So on this one, so the receiver's mounted to this is the servo bracket here, which there's two screws underneath. So that's what that was. But you know what? I was gonna put a servo in it anyway, and since we're here, this will be a lighting and servo video. So as far as the servo is concerned, let's sidetrack off the lighting real quick. Let's go ahead and get this servo arm off because we're going to use it on the new servo. Alright, so we got a servo here. We're going to install this wee guy here. As far as that, it's very simple. Once you get this stuff apart, you got two screws here. There's one and two. And looky there. It just slides out of there. That's still a good servo. I mean, we'll keep it. No big deal. But for now, we're going to put our baby servo in here, which hopefully, yep, he fits. Perfect. Look at that. All right. Just put your factory screws back in the same place and that's out of the way. One there. And one there. Okay. Let me grab a pair of cutters. Alright. I also grabbed zip ties. We're going to be using zip ties. Alright, so now that we have this out, and we got our new servo sitting in there, we got to nip this off carefully, because you don't want to cut any of the other wires. Nice, there she goes. Alright. So now we can kind of stretch her out a little bit. Alright, so here's our servo. Get that out of the way. This is actually, it's a pretty decent little servo. Maybe that could be like a big servo or something. So now, channel 1, we're going to go ahead and put that in there. Now, for the fun part is on the lighting, we're going to, as my wife watching Reels, that's what that noise was. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Alright, so now, since what I want to do is I want this to react to brake, we're going to put this Y splitter right here in line with the ESC wire. So what that's going to do is that's going to sense, you know, this little guy here is going to sense when you're on the throttle, off throttle. When you're off the throttle, you hit the brake, it'll turn the brake lights on, in theory. So let me get a battery. What do we got in here? That's fine. This will work fine. Yeah, overkill, I know. But it'll work. It's no big deal. So another thing we need to do too is we need to center the servo too. So we got to turn everything on, center the servo, and then we can put the servo arm on. With that said, okay, so we should have, okay, we do have that. Now let's look at our lights. All right, so we've got one set working, so something's not plugged in there. And okay, so let's just look and see what we see. Okay. So that turns off, which we want those always on. So it's got a couple different functions. Which ones aren't working? The outsides. Alright, so outsides, so let's start here and make sure that they do work. That's a snug connection there. All right. Okay, they do work. So that's good. Isn't that bad? So we'll just deal with, I guess for now, so what I can do actually is just get a Y splitter to run them both. So on the instructions here, it just has, you know, front upper, front lower, front upper, socket 1 and 2. Let's see, socket 1. Forward, let's see. Oh, socket 2. So forward. Oh, Jesus, okay, it's on just forward. I don't know if I want it like that. I have to figure out, let's see, because I want it stopped at full brightness, which I don't think we have that particular function. So All right, well, we'll have to live with that, I guess. The way that's functioned up there. So now with that said, let's go ahead and get a steering servo situated in here. Which is going to be, let's see here. Oh, okay. So we got centered is going to be straight up, like so. And we'll get that all back together, and I'll be right back with you. All right, so we got it all sort of back together here. So now I did want to show the bell crank here. It does have a little spot that sits in, and that it rests on to this top plate. So we got our new servo in. Man, it'd be super helpful if I plugged it in. So that's not gonna quite, there we go. Quite set in there yet, but we do have servo function. And then this plate just back in there. Now remember, we had 2 long screws which go up top here. So we're going to get them in. 2 long screws here. All right, and we are pretty much set at this point. I don't care much. All right, sorry about that. What happened was my phone ran out of storage. So either way, we were just putting this back together. We got this new tray up on here and all that stuff. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to button all this wiring up, clean it all up, make it look like something like right, and take it outside, see what she looks like. So bear with me. I'm going to get some more video real quick here of how I routed the wiring and the body, clean this up, and we'll be right back. All right, there she is. So I like to use just the black electrical tape. If you get a quality electrical tape, it actually sticks really well to the paint backing. The Common Sense RC kit actually came with these little sticky, let me get it in a frame here, little sticky clips, a couple of those, sticky thing here, and we're ready to go on that end. Let's get the car back over here. Move all my pile of stuff. Oh boy, made a mess. So now, probably gonna figure out a better way to do this, but I have another motor ESC for this, so we'll deal with that later. But for tonight, it's just kind of tucked in there. So there she is. We'll set the steering endpoints on this here, get this all ready to go. We'll take it outside, see how she looks. All right, here we are. So we got, let's pull into the shade a little bit here. Yeah, so we're unfortunately on, and the brake is reversed too. So I hit the throttle and the brakes come on. So we'll have to deal with that. And then you hit the throttle and the lights, and they're pretty bright, but I just can't deal with the non-scale realism. So I do like it. I mean, I think I can work with that controller and maybe figure out, how do we just have a constant on? Because, that just like screams, Amazon RC car to me, with the lights on when you hit the throttle. Like I'm a big fan, but that's all right. I think it may be something that I'm just not setting up right. So, with that said, I'll update this. I'll probably post a reel or a short about what I did to figure out what's going on there. So, all right, well, with that said, I hope you enjoyed it. It was kind of like a little bit of a disaster with this video. We had some interruptions and stuff, but you know, tis what it is. So hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you did. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and as always, have a great night.